I'm J.R. Church. Welcome to today's webcast. Again, we're talking to the author of this book, Apollyon Rising 2012. Tom Horn has written some fascinating things in here. And Gary Stearman is with me as well. And Gary, let's talk about Apollo and who he is.
Who is Apollo? As a matter of fact, in the title of your book, you have Apollyon, spelled with a Y. In the Greek, it would be spelled with the letter iota or I, Apollyon, which is the proper noun of the Greek sun god, and he actually appears in the book of Revelation.
Yes, in the book of Revelation and also upon the Great Seal of the United States of America.
Wow.
Novus Ordo Seclorum is taken from the Aeneid, Virgil's Aeneid. It's from the prophecy of the Cumane Sibyl, who was the most important of all of Apollo's, or the most celebrated anyway, of his priestesses. And this personality is identified in the New Testament as being demonic. The Apostle Paul is preaching the gospel. All of a sudden, this Sibylline prophetess is following him around, and he casts a demon out of her. Well, this is the same kind of priestess we're talking about, whose prophecy was used to derive the phrase Novus Ordo Seclorum, which is upon the Great Seal of the United States. It is a prophecy of the return of Apollo at a future date, which will give birth to a new golden pagan age. But of course, as you've pointed out, this same god Apollo is in the New Testament in more than one place, identified as the spirit that will inhabit the Antichrist. And so undoubtedly very few Americans know that their greatest seal is a prophecy of the coming of the man of sin.
Now, many people look at that seal, Novus Ordo Seclorum, that they say that means new order of the ages, or words to that effect. But you're saying it goes a lot farther than that.
Yes, exactly. If you use the primary source from which it is taken, from which Thomson took it when he was designing the Great Seal of the United States, it is from her prophecy about the restoration of the golden age of paganism. Now in Egyptian, that would be known as the golden age of Osiris. To the Greeks, it would have been the time of the reign of the gods upon the earth.
Wow. J.R., I wrote an article a while back in which I talked about the municipal goddess, the history of the municipal goddess, going all the way back to Egypt, Neith, to Rome. The municipal goddess was called Minerva. They're all the same goddess, really. They come down through history, and right on top of our own Capitol Dome, there she is. She's called Columba, or Columbia, the District of Columbia. What's she doing up there, anyway?
Yeah, and sitting atop the pregnant belly of Isis, to add a very strange series of language. Somebody reading this book will come to understand that the Capitol Dome, the history behind that, the dome facing the obelisk, is taken from ancient belief. The dome represented the womb of Isis, on which she is standing. She's the navel, basically, of the dome of Isis, facing the obelisk, which is the missing male phallus of Osiris. What's this doing? Making up the design of Capitol Center.
Isis and Osiris in Washington, D.C., and then coming down to the number 2012. What a splendid mystery. If you're interested at all, this is the book, Apollyon Rising 2012. J.R., this is a fantastic book.
The fact that other cultures believe that their God will come, or some great catastrophe will usher in the end time in the year 2012. Not that Christian theologians are setting dates. Tom is not a date setter. I'm not a date setter. Gary is not a date setter. But what he has done here in this book is bring together all of the other cultures that are separated by thousands of miles of water and land across the world and time. In an age when there was no communication between one culture and another, and yet they all seem to look to the year 2012 as the key year, and especially the Mayan culture. Tell us about the Mayan culture and how they came to believe that 2012 would be the end of it all.
Well, this is actually based on what's called their long count calendar. The Mayans had numerous calendars. Some of them were short distance, some of them were longer distance. Their long count calendar is a complete procession of the equinoxes. Essentially, it is dating when the equinoxes will have finished a complete 26,000 year cycle, or half of that a 13,000 year cycle, and that it comes to an end. This is also, by the way, true, and somehow they were aware their astronomy was advanced enough, they were aware that we would reach the galactic center. And some people bring it even down to the hour, 11:11 Greenwich Mean Time, on the December 21st, 2012. Some say December 23rd, but most agree December 21. This will be the end of their calendar. And so that's what it's based on for the Maya. And now they had prophets who also speculated about that period of time and prophesied that it would be a time of global chaotic events, basically the judgment of the gods, on the other side of which mankind would come out of it having been improved. It's kind of a knockoff of Christian eschatology, where you're going to have a great tribulation followed ultimately by a millennial reign of peace and then eternity.
Wow. Cheap counterfeit.
It's a cheap counterfeit.
I want you to get this book. We offer it to you, $15.95 plus shipping and handling. And you can call the phone number at the bottom of your screen, 1-800-475-1111, and order it today. Let's get it right out to you so that you can read about Apollyon Rising 2012. Tom, thanks for being with us on Prophecy in the News. Gary, last word?
Well, a last word would be, in this book, you're going to find the synthesis of ideas that you don't ordinarily place together. Tom's just done a wonderful job of bringing those ideas together.
Yeah. Great book, Tom. God bless you. I'm J.R. Church with Gary Stearman and our guest, Tom Horn. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.